can't understand that. I can't. In James 1, verse 18. You know, I'm taking this class this semester. It's called Trauma and dealing with trauma in terms of spiritual matters. And one of the topics that we talked about, or that was discussed this week, was how secular religion, I don't know if that's even a thing, but that sounds oxymoronic to me, but secular systems, they question when they're talking to so-called Christians, they're not even going after anymore if there's a God or not. They're going after is, if there's a God, is it something worth praying for? Is it something worth giving your time and devotion to? And you know, the questions they always ask is, you know, in times of natural disasters, if you say your God is compassionate and all-powerful and all-knowing, then he knows this disaster is coming. He has the power to stop it. But if he doesn't stop it, then is he compassionate? Well, from the first 5 verses I read, I can't, that's not compassionate to me, I don't know what is. Hallelujah. And we can't even understand the compassion that he has. But you know, like my dad said, there's no point in talking to those people. If they're going at it from that perspective in the first place, well, they need to humble themselves, right? For in verse 18 it says, having purposed it, he brought us forth by the word of truth for us to be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. So we are special. He purposed us from the beginning through his truth, which is Mashiach, his word, to be the first fruits of all his creatures. So they should be coming to us in humbleness and asking a part of the truth that we have. But we go after worthlessness. We go after the things they want, to please them, to show ourselves level with them. Was it Paul or Shaul? Or no, was it? Yeah, I think it was Paul or Shaul who spent time with the drunks, but he never got drunk with them, right? He didn't prolong his stay, his company with them. He went over there, got himself maybe, you know, some vomit, some sweat, some spit from all the drunken people talking to him, and he taught them if they were willing to listen. But he didn't go party with them. He didn't go get drunk with them, because that beats the purpose that the Father Yah has made for us. He made us to be the first fruits, to be an example. Yet, we take that first fruit and we keep it for ourselves. You know, we talk amongst ourselves, we discuss this, we compare knowledge, and we praise, and we relish in joy. But when it's time to share, are we sharing? You know, who amongst us here plants a garden or a farm, or who knows something about farming and gardening? There's quite a few of us, right? Now we know before we get any fruit, we gotta till the ground, we gotta put the seed, we gotta be careful of how much water we put, we gotta weed the ground every day on your knees, weeding it, putting in a lot of work. That's what the Father did for us. And then when that plant comes up and it produces that first fruit is what tells you that I've done something. All my work is for this. You're not thinking about future fruits. In that moment, you're thinking, all the things I've done, all the works that I've put in, here it is. Now, how would you feel if some stranger went over there and grabbed that fruit and ate it in front of you and then walked away without saying thank you. Because that's what the world has done to the Father's fruits. And guess what? Us being his first fruits enjoyed it. We relished being taken in by the world, huh? We didn't know at the time that we were condemning ourselves. And yet still, our Father, whose mercy is renewed every day, is still willing to take us in. But not for without a reason. In 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9, this is the reason. He said, you know what? I put in all this work on you now. You're pretty. You're beautiful. You're fit. You're smart. You're rich amongst the people. In spirit, in truth, and in love. You're very rich. So I want you to do something for me. That is, if now that I've cleaned you up, now that you've had your fun with the world, I've cleaned you up, I've prepared you, here's what I want you to do. He says, but you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a set-apart nation, a people for a possession, that you should proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. We are chosen. We are a royal priesthood. What does it mean to be a priesthood, huh? Do we know? Do we know the perks of being a priesthood? Let's go to the Levites, right? The Father said, everything the people of Israel brings, all their first fruits, the best fruits that they have, because you know when you plant something, the first fruit has all that nutrients. You know, that's why you typically use that first fruit to take that seed and plant it for the next season so it keeps getting better and better. So all these first fruits of Israel in the land of milk and honey, they're giving to the Levites. And they're the priest. But through Messiah, we are the royal priesthood. No, we should be riding on private jets, Brother Isaac. You know, riding on Rolls Royce and Cadillacs. The world should be giving us their first fruits. Can I get an amen on that? But instead, we're still pouring out. Instead of the world giving to us, we are pouring out of ourselves into the world so that they can see the Father. And you know what? We should be thankful. We should be thankful we get the opportunity to do that. Because every single time that something like that happens to me, where I pour out of myself for someone in the world, whom I don't know if they're going to get into the Father or not, I see it, well, the Father didn't have to do it for us. He didn't have to pour himself out of himself, something to save us. And that's what it always come back to, right? Because we need to be like the Father in every single way, right? That when he comes and he doesn't see himself in us, we're nothing. So let's not be sad that we're not riding in private jets or in Rolls Royces, that we're not floating on a 100th floor condo in Manhattan. We shouldn't be sad. We should be grateful that even in the little that we have, because we have the Master Yeshua in spirit in us, the cares of the world don't matter. Because we've said and we've agreed, all of us earlier, that the joy that the Father can give to us, there's nothing in the world can compare. Because no matter how down we're feeling, when the Father pours even just a little bit of his joy so that we don't break, we can't contain it already. No amount of money can fix that. None. Zero. Your brother Isaac had a list of to-do lists. No matter how high up in the air he goes, no matter how safe his parachute is, once he jumps out and he sees himself falling, no matter how exciting it gets for him, it still will not match when the Father says, Isaac, come, my good and faithful servant. See, I think then Brother Isaac's flesh will burst out, and then here comes the new being, right? Because I think you just can't contain it. We can't contain it anymore. But being his royal priesthood, having the gift and the rewards of his royal priesthoods, that means we got to do something, huh? In Numbers chapter 13, verse 17. Now this is our mission as the royal priesthood of the Father. Numbers 13, verse 17, we're going to read all the way through 20. Are we ready? And Moshe sent them to spy out the land of Canaan. And he said to them, go up here into the south, go up to the mountains, and see what the land is like, and the people who dwell in it, whether they're strong or weak, whether there are few or many, and whether the land they dwell in is good or evil, whether the cities they inhabit are in camps or in strongholds. Now, are the lands that we're all dwelling in around the world, because we have brothers and sisters all around the world, are the land that we are dwelling in good or evil? Evil. Are the people we're dwelling amongst in strong or weak? Weak. So, we have evil land filled with weak people. So why are we scared to go out into this evil land full of weak people? When these men came back, they were scared, weren't they? Oh, they were big, strong people, Moshe. But Joseph said, we can take him. Was that Joshua? Yeah, sorry. Joshua said, we can take him. And Caleb, yeah, we can take him. We have the Father with us. We can take him. So we agree that they're weak people, weak-minded people in an evil land, that even if we may feel like we're not enough, for we are the few amongst the few, with the Father in us, we should be like Joshua and Caleb, saying, we can take them. They can take my job. They can take my dad's job. They can take my brothers and sisters' jobs. It'll be all right. We can still take them. They can take our cars. They can take our houses. It'll be all right. We can still take them. The Father will take care of us. Right? If He takes care of the lilies and the birds, how much more for His children who sing praises unto Him? So that's why, I don't know why, but it's never been a worry for me to are we going to have enough money for this? Am I going to have this and that for next semester? It's never been a single worry. Even in deciding to become a doctor, it's never been a worry, oh, if I don't become a doctor, what am I going to do? Never been a worry about my future, because I know the Father, as long as I do everything that I'm supposed to do, the Father will work it out for the best for me and my family. Maybe we're just different that way, because I see people worrying all the time. Worry, worry, worry. And I'm sitting like, well, whatever comes, comes. I'm not worried about it. I'm resting. I'm trusting in. Brother Ken, what did you say earlier this morning? What does it mean to trust in Yah? Everything. Give Him